Hey guys, Mario here from MTG Diagnosis, Dr. Bade, Magic the Gatherer by night, and today I'm joined by Brian from Chatham. Say hi, Brian.
What's going on, guys?
And we're following up from the giveaway from last week. So earlier this week, the last video had 17 comments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I see 15 comments. Yeah, 15 comments. So let's do the randomizer here. Oh, all right, let's get the randomizer up. 1 to 15.
I thought it was 17.
No, there was two. I replied to two comments, so the 17 was actually my 2 replies. So
okay.
It's actually 15. So all right, Brian, let's do it. Hit the randomize button.
3.
3. Lucky number 3. 3 is lucky number. 1, 2, 3. Absolute dog. May I suggest? Yeah, this is my reply. May I suggest some kind of audio filter? There was a very bassy hum peppered throughout your video, making my subwoofer hum annoyingly. So that was actually the air conditioning that's right next to our setup. So sorry about that. It's not on right now, so you can't hear it right now. So thank you, Absolute Dog. You can reach out to me through one of these, Twitter, Discord, or email, and I'll do this right now. I will take out 3 packs from this box. Yeah, 3 packs from this box here. Dominaria United. One of my favorite sets from this. Was it last year or this year?
It was a little over a year ago, I think.
Ooh, we got a
This was the first set that Mario beat me in draft in. Took him 5 years to beat me.
I think I beat you once before.
No, I don't think so. I think it was 5 years, and I was telling him how much his deck sucked, and I was the worst I'd ever seen, and he beat me.
Well, to my credit, you thought anything that had more than 2 colors was trash.
Right.
And I had a 4-color deck.
It was all these like little death touch creatures and
Yeah.
and then graveyard recursion.
And the secret about this set is that they made it very easy to play 4 or 5 colors.
Yeah, all the lands.
It had a bunch of lands that were dual lands. And there was very little aggro. So give me a Post-it and a reach out to me, Absolute Dog. Reach out to me. You're an absolute good guy. Absolute, you're a master of disaster. Absolute Dog. Yep. And again, Vanguard Skills in Hyannis, Massachusetts, our local LGS that has all your Magic needs. Most people reach out to me through email. That's a dedicated email for this channel, so you won't be getting any spam. All right, so we will continue with our review of old cards from my cousin's collection, who his mother, my aunt, did not throw away, like so many other people's. Thought Lace has to be one of the worst cards in all of Magic.
Great artwork, though.
You like that artwork?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's an interrupt. Back in the day, interrupts used to be something. Now we just call them all instants.
Yep.
Change the color of one card either being played or already in play to blue. Cost to cast, tap, maintain or use the special ability on target card remains entirely unchanged. If you open an alpha set or beta set and this is like your rare or whatever,
That's a rare?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Makes it even worse, huh?
Yeah. I thought it was a common.
No, I think it's a rare. Yeah. Snapping Drake, 3 in a blue for a 3/2 flying creature. This is a portal set. Pretty badass creature back in the day. Drakes claim to be dragons until the dragons show up. Yeah, so they didn't have creature types on these portal cards. They were
Right.
just summon creature. Pretty interesting. Sea Scryer, summon Merfolk, 2 for a 1/1. Tap, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. 1 colorless tap, add blue to your mana pool. Play this mana ability as a mana source. So, mana fixing. She's a mana dork.
Mm.
And she's a Merfolk. Merfolk Raiders, 2 for a 2/3 phasing Island Walk. So phasing, we were.
I still don't
discussing
understand it.
So basically, when phasing came out in Mirage, it actually was phasing was actually a disadvantage because your creature would phase out on your untap step. So you cast this, it's got summoning sickness, and then your next turn, when you want to attack with it or block with it, or attack with it, I should say, it phases out at the beginning of that turn, and it doesn't come back until your next untap step. So you'd have to wait two of your turns in order to do any kind of attack. So that's why the casting cost was cheaper than what was typical back then. Soar. This is a enchant creature from Mirage. 1 in a blue enchant creature. You may choose to play Soar as an instant. If you do, bury it at the end of the turn. Enchanted creature gets +0/+1 and gains flying. So it's a enchantment that you can play as an instant. Give your creature flying. I like cards that give creatures flying. You put that on something with like Infect or something, you know, something very like powerful, and you know, that can draw you cards or something. And
Yeah, Ophidian, it's coming up.
That's your favorite. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, 1 for a 1/1 blue.
Classic.
Vanilla had all this text about, you know, and this is like the classic artwork. This is the artwork from Revise in 4th and 4th edition. Now this is the artwork from Portal. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, same 1/1 blue. Are Merfolk humans with fins, or are humans Merfolk with feet? Interesting. Cloud Pirates. You ever play with this, Brian?
I did not, but I did use Flying Man, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yep, 1/1 blue, 1/1 flying. Cloud Pirates can only block creatures with flying.
Because you couldn't play Portal. Portal was not allowed in competitive Magic.
I don't think so.
Like you weren't allowed to play the Portal cards.
No, I think they were. I think you're right.
In the
I think they were
tournaments
like
back
an
then.
extra set that was like made for
Yeah, it was just beginners.
beginners.
But they did a lot of reprints in other, they
Yep.
reprinted in other sets, so it became legal.
Here's another Portal card. Stormcrow, 1 in the blue for a 1/2 flying. Stormcrow descends, winter unending. Stormcrow departing, summer is starting. Oh, I said that wrong. Stormcrow descending, winter unending. Stormcrow departing, summer is starting.
So the crow is departing right now because summer's ending.
No. Stormcrow descending, winter unending.
Oh,
So
okay.
winter starting. So Stormcrow departing, summer is starting. So summer's almost done. Cloud Elemental, 2 in a blue for a 2/3 flying. Can only block creatures with flying.
That's pretty solid.
For Verizon. For Visions. I don't know why I said Verizon. Sponsored by Verizon. Yeah, I was gonna say Visions was kind of one of those sets that was like overpowered back then. It was like, oh my gosh, look at these amazing cards, and you know, it was actually like, okay, we need to start. I think Magic, their designers were like, okay, let's start making some powerful creatures because to catch up with all these spells, and because a lot of decks at that time that were competitive was like all spells and like very few creatures.
Counterspell.
So
Force of Will.
Yeah. Dark Ritual into Hymn to Torok.
Well, that was the deck I played. It's because it was good against blue.
So it was like, okay, here's a creature that's, you know, flying 2/3 for 3, and you know its only drawback is that it can't block. It can only block creatures with flying. Well, who cares if you're going to be attacking every turn?
Yeah.
Tolarian Drake. This is Weatherlight. 3 for a 2/4 flying phasing.
Yeah.
So phasing is always a drawback because you have to wait 2 turns in order to actually attack with it. And the 3 to cast for a 2/4. Timid Drake, so that's a Drake. Here's another Drake. 3 for a 3/3 flying. If any other creature comes into play, return Timid Drake to owner's hand. So here's another creature where you can, if you have any kind of enter the battlefield effects, like Shrieking Drake, here's a cheaper version of Shrieking Drake. It's only 3 to cast instead of 1 to cast.
And with blue, you can counter their creature spell, make it so he doesn't have to come back to your hand. So as long as they don't play a creature, the next turn after you play it, you can.
But there's
you
a
can,
lot
you can
of
protect it.
There's a lot of like combos in Commander that deal with like whenever a creature comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any enchantments? I'm sure there's a bunch of other. So whenever you play this, then you know, and then there's a lot of storm decks where how many spells you cast in a turn, so it makes a difference in what happens at a later card. So Cerulean Wyvern, 5 for a 3/3 flying protection from green. So protection from any color makes those cards more expensive in their mana cost. So this would be a green sideboard. Mirage, there's a lot of creatures in this set that had protection from the enemy colors. So for blue, it was green and red that were the enemy colors. Knight of the Mists, flanking, 3 for a 2/2 flanking. When Knight of the Mist comes into play, play blue or bury target knight.
What?
Yeah.
So it's 4 for a 2/2.
4 for a 2/2, but if your opponent has a knight, you could play 3 for a 2/2 and you.
So this is
an
extremely underrated sideboard card.
Yes.
So or Silver Bullet, put that in your
anti-knights deck.
Yeah.
Or play knights. Very, 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 very limited sideboard.
Well, blue-white has been a popular knights deck in the past couple of years. I feel like there's coming a lot of blue-white knight stuff.
Yeah, so you could definitely play this in a knights deck. I don't know if you want to kill your own knights, but anti-magic aura, 3 for an enchant creature. Enchanted creature cannot be target of enchantments, instants, or sorceries. This effect does not bury anti-magic aura.
But creatures can still get it.
Enchant creature cannot be the target of enchantments. So you put this on your creature and you pretty much give it Shroud. No, because you can't target it either.
Oh, okay.
So you give it Shroud. So it's a little bit worse than Hexproof. I know why people don't play this card.
Well, it's a lot of these cards are experimental. They're like, we'll see if this works.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good, I guess it's a cheap way to get some kind of protection on like your commander if you're playing commander,
Yeah.
Curiosity. So here's an uncommon from Exodus. Blue for an enchanted creature. If an enchanted creature damages an opponent, you may draw a card.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, can't, card draw is unbeatable. Love it. Shaper Guildmage. This is Mirage 1/1 for 1 blue. Ooh, it's a wizard, so if you're making a wizard deck, think about this Shaper Guildmage.
And there's one of these for each color.
Yeah.
Guildmage for each color.
Now, if you're making a commander deck, you got to realize it's blue, white, and black on here, so you have to have a deck that has all 3, your commander has all 3 colors. Target creature, white, tap, target creature gains first strike. Black, tap, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Not great ability.
Hey, it's 1 for a 1/1.
1 for a 1/1. Oh yeah, here we go. Counterspell. The classic counterspell.
Yeah.
Is this the art
one of the
you
best
played
spells
with?
ever printed?
Is this the art?
Yeah, but I didn't get it until later. I think I probably started out with like Tempest ones.
Okay. Yeah, this was the art I remember playing with in Revised.
Yeah.
This is actually
It's probably one of the best. I think it's
4th edition.
I think it's the best artwork.
Here's the artwork from 5th edition Counterspell. So it's a little bit more like realistic, a little bit more like fantasy art. And here's the... Is this Tempest?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the Tempest counterspell. Give you a view of what the artwork is like. Counter target spell, that's it. 2 blue. Classic card. Unstable Mutation, blue. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 during your its controller's upkeep. Put a -1/-1 counter on enchanted creature. So I really like this card. I've always liked this card.
Yeah, I played it in like a blue weenie flyer deck.
Yeah. This is 5th edition art. This is the classical art from Revised. And there's a lot of ways. So anything that puts like a +1/+1 counter on your creature will remove a -1/-1 counter. So instead of like having both -1 and +1/+1 counters on it,
yeah, they cancel each other out.
Yeah. So they actually like get rid of both counters. So Unsummon, a classic card. This is the art I remember.
Yeah, very solid.
And then Power Sync. I don't remember ever playing with this card.
Is that the one
X
where
and a
it's
blue.
equal to the casting cost, or is it they got to pay X more?
X and a blue. Interrupt. Target spell is countered unless its caster spends X more mana. Caster of target spell must draw and spend all available mana from lands and mana pool until X is spent. He or she may also spend mana from other sources if desired. If this is not enough mana, target spell will still be countered.
Oh, so it drains their mana pool too.
Yeah. But they can just tap it all and just leave that mana on the... And yeah.
So yeah, this is another counter spell.
Yeah, I think Power Sync, yeah. Yeah, you have to spend all available mana from lands and mana pool until X is spent. Yeah, so it's a mana sink. Power Sync. I like it.
Pretty good.
Really good. Cloud Djinn. Djinn, or Jin, I don't know. Jin, or Djinn, I don't know. But this is a good card. Cloud Djinn comes in 6 for a 5/4 flying. Can only block creatures with flying. So a lot of these Djinns could only block flying creatures. And I liked it because of how powerful it was. Sigil of Sleep. 1 blue, enchant creature. What set is that? Urza's
Destiny.
Destiny. So this is a common. 1 blue, enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to a player, return target creature that player controls to its owner's hand.
It seems insanely good for a common.
It's you put this on one of your creatures that's unblockable.
Yeah, shadow or flying.
Or even the like Phantom Menace or whatever, that 2/2 unblockable creature. You put this on it, and then they're losing a creature.
They have to kill it.
They have to kill it, otherwise it does damage to them, and they're like unsummoning all their creatures, like one creature every turn. I love it. Can't believe it was a common.
Yeah.
You guys go on TCG Player, buy up all the Sigils of Sleep. How can you not play that in Commander? You're blue. Because there's so many ways to like, whatever. Anyway, Vodalian Illusionist. Oh wait, did that say it does damage? Oh, it doesn't even have to attack. You can just tap ping.
Oh, you can put him on Tim and just ping him?
Yeah, and if you have a way to untap your creatures.
Oh, that's like a combo right there.
You're pinging your opponent and they're unsummoning all their creatures. Jesus. Yeah, there's so many ways to break this.
Yeah.
It's got to be busted open. Vodalian Illusionist. 3 for a 2/2. 2 blue, tap target creature phases out.
I mean, it's kind of not very good cards. Great artwork, though.
Yeah. What is that? It's like a giant leech.
Something.
Guy's like, what the hell is this thing? Yeah. I like how he's covering his head for a leech that's like near his armpit. Like, oh my god, don't come near my head. Manta Ray, 1 blue for a 3/3. Island Home.
Oh, so you gotta have the island in order for it to attack?
If defending player controls no islands, this creature cannot attack. If you control no islands, bury this creature. Manta Ray cannot be blocked except by blue creatures. So if they have islands, they have blue creatures.
Right.
And if you don't have any islands, you're screwed. So it sucks.
But you can do that spell. It's like cost a blue, and it makes their land an island.
Oh.
You'd have to give them. You have to like make them an island.
Yeah, there has to be a way to make. I mean, it's not like a blood moon. Is there a blue blood moon that makes all islands, all lands islands?
No, there's a bunch of enchantments though that cost one to do it.
Blood moon, but... Abjure blue, sacrifice a blue permanent. This is a counter. This is an interrupt, an instant. Blue sacrifice a blue permanent counter target spell. You actually have to sacrifice.
I mean, it's kind of cool. It costs only one, but you do have to sacrifice something.
Now, could you sacrifice multiple blue permanents to counter multiple spells?
I don't think so. I would have to say no.
If it's on the stack, like
you're right. Actually, maybe you can.
Because it makes it more powerful with the way the stack is now.
Right.
Because people can play a whole bunch of cards, and then at the end you're like, well, everything's on the stack.
Well, they would have to play a bunch of stuff and not let it resolve individually.
Yeah.
I think you could. You could probably catch someone with that.
I mean, you can let, like, if it's Commander, you can have a bunch of other people, like, playing. I
kind of feel like you can only do it to one spell, though.
Yeah. If anybody knows the answer to this, can you sacrifice multiple permanents to counter multiple spells while they're on the stack? Let us know. Phantom Wings, 2 for enchant creature. Enchanted creature gains flying. Sacrifice it, return enchanted creature to owner's hand. You could do this to your opponent's creatures too, but it's basically 2 for an unsummon, which is no good. Yeah, I would play this on my own creature. Ophidian, 3 for a 1/3, draw a card. Ophidian deals no combat damage this turn. Use this ability only if Ophidian is attacking and unblocked, and only once each turn.
Card's classic. This is one of the cards played in mono blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play that. You get card advantage. Counter all their spells.
What if they block it?
Well, they're not going to have any creatures because you're going to bounce it back to their hand or counter it.
Oh.
That's how blue works.
So you basically like stall them out, and then you draw.
Yeah, you bounce it, then you draw your counterspell and then counter it.
Nice. I like it. Ophidian. Fog Elemental, 3 for a 4/4 flying. If it attacks or blocks, bury it at the end of combat.
It's terrible.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it's not good. But that, like, if this creature attacks or blocks, bury it at the end of combat. This is like the first creature that was like that, right?
I can't remember.
I don't remember anybody else, any other creatures before this, but if anybody knows of any other creatures that's, you have to sacrifice if they bury or if they attack or block, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave comments on this video. There's going to be a giveaway again. Merfolk Traders, 1 in a blue, 1/2. When it comes into play, draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So there's another way to...
Solid and limited. And it's a Merfolk, so go in your Merfolk deck.
Yeah.
The Merfolk Looter is like a much better version of it. Yeah, much better.
Teferi's Veil, this is an enchantment for 2. So it stays on the battlefield. Weatherlight. Whenever any creature you control attacks, it phases out at end of combat.
Oof. I guess you would, I don't know. Would you play that as long as you have come into play abilities?
So this is great because you can attack. If they get blocked, they phase out. Do they get damage before end of combat or no?
Yeah, you resolve damage before end of combat.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not gonna save them.
Whenever your creature.
It's one of these experimental cards that they printed as.
Oh, I know what it's for. To avoid board wipes.
Right. Yeah,
but
so
you still get
damage. They can't
damage.
Wrath of God on their turn.
Yeah, so it avoids all those board wipe sorceries. But then it phases back in on your untap step.
That's okay.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, gives all your. It's basically Teferi's protection, but
But it's Teferi's Veil.
It's Teferi's Veil. Teferi's protection, but a lot worse. Mana Chains, this is very common. So this is very common. Blue enchant creature gains cumulative upkeep, 1 colorless, so not that good.
Well, the creature will be gone in a couple turns.
It's good for limited. Apathy, here you go. Phil Foglio artwork, very popular artist back in the day. Blue, enchant creature does not untap during its untap step. During the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player may discard a card at random to untap that creature. It's a very blue thing to do. Mm-hmm. 1 to cast, very cheap.
It's kind of balanced.
It's very balanced. I mean, discarding at random is pretty. Nobody wants to discard at random because your best card can get discarded. Disrupt. Counter target instant, interrupt, or sorcery spell unless its caster pays an additional 1 colorless. Draw a card. So it's 1 blue. So it basically replenishes itself, and then you wait till they cast a spell that they are tapped out. But you can't counter creatures.
Right. So I always want to play Disrupt because drawing that card is so strong, but I always played Force Spike over Disrupt because I could counter their creatures first turn.
Okay, Force Spike, you can attack.
Yeah, I always played Force Spike over Disrupt. But Disrupt would be good in like the blue mirror match.
So this is a Shrieking Drake. This is a very iconic card. It's Visions. So Visions was, I mean, I feel like Visions is one of those sets where the boxes are expensive for a reason now because the set was so overpowered compared to what was out before. 1 blue for a 1/1 flying comes into play. Return a creature you control to owner's hand. So this is one of those spells where if you have like an enchantment or something that cares about ETB, enter the battlefield effects. Sage Owl, 2 for a 1/1 flying. Sage Owl comes into play. Look at the top 4 cards of your library and put them back in any order. Scry before there was Scry.
Yeah, well, then it was top 4.
Yeah, and you couldn't put them at the bottom of your library, so that was the only difference, is that you have to put them back in any order.
Right, that's digging pretty deep. 4 cards down.
It is pretty good, and it's a 1/1 flyer.
That was much better than it was. 1/1 flyer was pretty good back in the day.
Hell yeah. Flux, 2 and a blue. Each player chooses and discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards, and you get to draw an extra card with a sorcery. So
like a poor man's time spiral.
Hell yeah, poor man's time spiral. These were very common. So if you're trying to make a budget commander deck and you're in blue, think about this. I mean, Flux is, it's dirt cheap. So get them for like 10 cents. Who cares about time spiral?
Yeah. Who needs a $10,000 time spiral?
Yeah,
you got
who needs
Flux.
a fucking $10,000 time spiral? Get yourself a Flux and call it a day. Go put your money in the stock market or something.
Not stock market.
Bitcoin?
Real estate, I think. I think real estate, real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Or just old Magic cards.
Oh.
I think that's probably got like the best return on investment overall investments.
Actually, best return on investment is dual lands.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, like
over the past like 20 years or
something.
something.
Black Lotus and the Moxes, and those are like the best return on investment. But compared to the U.S. stock market, dual lands, if you collected dual lands and then waited till now to sell them, you did.
You're rich.
You're rich. You're rich. You did better than anybody who invested in Apple, Amazon, Tesla. Like, yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that because it's just the S&P 500. It's just compared to the S&P 500, not those individual stocks.
What's going on with this noble benefactor?
2 in a blue, summon for a 2/2 creature is put into any graveyard from play. Each player may search his or her library for any 1 card and put that card into his or her hand. Each player who searches his or her library shuffles it afterwards.
That card's crazy.
Chaos, baby!
Yeah, you gotta put that. This needs to be. I'm building a blue deck so I can put this commander deck.
Oh yeah! If you're playing blue, you gotta get yourself a tutor.
Yeah.
Noble benefactor. That everybody tutors. Makes it fun for everyone. Oh, and this guy's like 50 cents. So why buy yourself a freaking expensive mystical tutor when you can get a noble benefactor? Abduction, 2 blue. Enchant creature. When it comes into play, untap enchanted creature. Gain control of enchanted creature. If enchanted creature is put into any graveyard, put that creature into play under its owner's control. So it's a little bit worse counter.
It's like a bad
control magic.
Yeah.
It's a bad control magic. Avizoa. All right. So this art was on the box for Weatherlight. Avizoa. Flying, skip your next untapped. Oh, not the box. I think it was on the packs. Flying, skip your next untapped phase. Avizoa gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Uses ability only once each turn. 4 for a 2/2 flying. Horrible ability.
Well, unless you only need to deal them 2 more damage.
Yeah.
It's a great picture.
Well, 4, yeah.
And it was all over the Weatherlight packs back in the day.
Yeah. It's a great picture. Who did this? Paolo Parente. Paolo, you did a great job. Phantom Warrior. 1 blue for a 2/2 unblockable.
It's pretty good.
Damn good. 3 for a 2/2 unblockable illusion. So many things you can put on this. Ancestral Knowledge, one of my favorite cards. 1 in a blue. Cumulative upkeep, 1 colorless enchantment. When it comes into play, look at the top 10 cards of your library. Then remove any number of them from the game and put the rest back on top of your library in any order. If Ancestral Knowledge leaves play, shuffle your library.
You get to dig down 10 cards.
You get to dig down 10 cards, and if it's late in the game, you get to get rid of all the lands that are in those 10 cards.
Right.
So it's mana fixing. It's great. If you play it early and you don't have enough mana, you put all the lands on the top.
Yeah.
And it's enchantment, which is hard to get rid of. So, and cumulative upkeep, like 1. I mean, that's as low as you can get.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you pretty fast, though.
Oh, I mean, 3 turns. Yeah, you probably want to get rid of it, but whatever. Equilibrium. 1 blue for a rare enchantment from Exodus. Whenever you successfully cast a creature spell, you may pay 1 to return target creature to owner's hand. It's a freaking unsummon on an enchantment.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
In Wrath, there are only.
And these are Beebles in the picture, which is one of my favorite creatures.
A Beeble.
Yeah. Go check out those Beebles, people.
Beebles, all you people who collect Beebles, you can buy this card for $150. No, I'm kidding.
There's only 2. I think there's only 2 Beebles they made.
This is my cousin's card, so you can't buy it. Volrath's Curse. 1 in a blue, enchant creature. Enchant creature cannot attack, block, or play any abilities requiring activation cost. That creature's controller may sacrifice a permanent to ignore this ability until end of turn. 1 in a blue, return Volrath's Curse to owner's hand.
It's not that good.
Nope.
Because you can just sacrifice a permanent.
Yep. Yep. And they can play. No.
You can return it.
You can return it. Ancestral Memories. 2 blue for a sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library and put 2 of them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard.
Pretty good.
6th edition. Yep. Really good. I like that. 5 to cast to go down 7 and take 2 cards. Argivian Restoration. Sorcery for 4. Put target artifact card from your graveyard into play.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Heck yeah.
Like your Neverell's Disc.
What?
What?
Why would you want that back?
Well, you kill everything, then you bring it back just in case they play anything else.
Oh, okay. I like it. 1 in a blue, Impulse. Instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library. Shuffle your library afterwards. That's pretty damn good.
I like Impulse. I always played it over Brainstorm back in the day. Because you get to look 1 more card deeper.
Yep. And
sometimes that's the card you need.
Yeah. Scry for 4. 2 to scry 4 cards and put 1 into your hand. Urtai's Familiar. This is a Kipling West, so this is a very unique art. 2 for 2/2 phasing. If it leaves play, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. 1 blue, it cannot phase out until the beginning of your next upkeep. So, back in those days, milling was actually a disadvantage. So there wasn't a lot of like milling, self-mill, strategies,
Right.
but now there's a lot of self-mill strategies.
There's only one, like the Reanimator deck, which you probably would not play this in. You know, you play Reanimate, Animate Dead.
Yeah. So
If there wasn't like Threshold or like, you know.
You might want to play this if you have a mill commander deck. Because it phases at the end of the turn, it phases out, and then you get to mill top 3 cards into your graveyard, and then
your library.
Yeah. So whenever you mill, what's that? There's a bunch of cards, a bunch of artifacts. Whenever you mill, opponents mill. Undo. 1 blue sorcery. Return 2 target creatures to owner's hands.
Pretty good. It's a sorcery, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's unsummon
twice
for 3 instead of 1. And Visions. Like I said, Visions is a good set.
I'm liking Visions.
Fade Away. Here's an Exodus. This is a common card. 2 and a blue sorcery. For each creature, that creature's controller pays 1 or sacrifices a permanent.
Oh, this is a sorcery? I thought it was an enchantment.
Sorcery.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds great for Commander. People are constantly tapping out all their mana.
Yeah, tapped out, and they got like 100 1/1 tokens or whatever. Because people get a lot of tokens. There's no way you can pay for them all.
Yeah. Cunning. 1 and a blue. Enchant creature, and this is a common too. Enchant creature gets +3/+3. If an enchanted creature attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at the end of the turn.
Oof.
Yeah.
What do? You play it on their creature? You play on your opponent's creature?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. You sacrifice the cunning at the end of turn.
Oh, okay.
You
sacrifice. That's not as bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely.
I was like, what is this, the worst card ever?
I have no idea. Probably hold it for the end. Oath of Scholars. This is a rare. 3 and a blue. Enchantment. During each player's upkeep, if that player has fewer cards in hand than target opponent, that player may discard his or her hand and draw 3 cards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They had to make a blue oath, I guess. I feel like they could have made it better, but I mean, I don't remember this card ever being played, really.
No, because it gives everybody an advantage. It probably gives the aggro player the most advantage out of anybody, and blue's not aggro.
Right. So, yeah. Unless you're playing that Flying Man Unstable Mutation deck.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Unless you're playing, yeah.
But you're trying to do counter spells, which doesn't make sense for this.
No. You know, it's a very chaos card. I mean, very, very chaos type card. Another Volrath curse? I don't know how that got in there. Propaganda. 2 and a blue. Enchantment. Each turn, each creature cannot attack you unless its controller pays an additional 2 for that creature. Hell yeah! This card
was great. This was so annoying to play against.
You failed, Gerard. You failed the legacy. You failed yourself. I can do no more. Volrath to Karn. He's talking to Karn there.
Yeah, and he's in a cage.
Yeah. Karn was such a loser. Mogs were like making him not attack, giving him pacifism.
Volrath just making him sit in a cage.
He was getting like all these he was getting unsummoned and pacified, and now this. Ovimancer, 2 and a blue for 0/1. When Ovinomancer comes into play, return 3 basic lands you control to owner's hand or bury Ovinomancer. You can't get weaker than this. 0/1. Tap, return Ovinomancer to owner's hand, bury target creature, and put a sheep token into play under the control of the target's controller. Treat this token as a 0/1 green creature.
I mean, this card's crazy. They spent a lot of effort into trying to make it balanced.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's like a blue removal spell. That was like, I mean, there wasn't very many of those.
So I think how you can break this is you want a landfall deck. So you want lands to come back into your hand, so then you can cast them again and get the landfall effects from other creatures.
Right.
So this would probably be a commander deck. So you want to have like Azusa, Lost, where you could play an additional two lands per turn. And you want to have like Fast Bond and those kinds of spells, and then do this to like get rid of their most powerful creatures. There's ways to break this, but
it's kind of good just by itself, though.
It's got a huge drawback there.
Yeah, 3 lands.
I mean, Jesus. Put your back 3 turns. Thalicos Dreamsower. Really weird art here. Susan Van Camp. You have a very wild imagination. 2 and a blue for a 1/1 shadow. You may choose not to untap Thalicos Dreamsower during your untap phase. If Thalicos Dreamsower damages any opponent, tap target creature. As long as it remains tapped, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap phase.
Solid.
Yeah, very solid. Very good way to tap down and stall your opponent's.
Yeah, their best creature.
Their best creature. You can. Yeah, tap it down.
Yep.
And this is back again. Where is it? Steel Enchantment. 2 blue. Gain control of Enchanted Enchantment.
Who is that guy? He's got like a robot brain.
Urtai Wizard. Why should I flatter another with imitation when I can satisfy myself through possession? And it's Urtai possessing somebody. Hannibal King. Cool art there, buddy. I forgot this card existed.
Yeah.
I mean, stealing enchantments.
There used to not be too many enchantments worth stealing back then.
But there's
During
a hell of a
Tempest?
lot of enchantments now that are worth
now.
stealing.
I'm trying to steal some
Holy
enchantments
shit.
now, yeah.
I mean, the type of enchantments that have come out since then, hell yeah. I mean, all the enchantments that just came out in like Phyrexia and Relearn. 1 blue. Sorcery. Return target instant interrupt or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, that's great.
Seems pretty good.
Sorcery. Aether Storm. 3 and a blue. Summon enchantments. Summon spells cannot be played. Any player may pay 4 life to bury Aether Storm.
I mean, I feel like they should have made it like 10 life or something. Because who cares about 4 life?
Yeah, they should make it like at least 7 life.
Yeah.
Pendril Mist. 3 and a blue. Enchantment. Each creature gains during your upkeep. Pay 1 or bury this creature. It's a great way to stop tokens.
Yeah, I mean, that card's solid.
It's an enchantment.
It's actually pretty good. It's like a good commander card.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And that's the blue. That's all the blue cards from my cousin's collection. Leave a comment, subscribe. If we get 150 subscribers, I am going to...
Go crazy.
I'm going to swim naked and take a... We are going to give away... No, I'm not going to swim naked.
Well, I almost said something really inappropriate, so...
Yeah,
but I didn't.
So what we'll do is we'll give away 3, 6, 9, 12. So from this box, 4 winners will get 3 packs each. So all you have to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
And get your friends to watch.
Get your friends to watch so we can.
Or just like and subscribe.
Just get, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If we get 150, basically another 30 subscribers. All right, I'll make it easier. 140. If we get 20 more subscribers, 140, well, I will give away all these packs for free to 4 winners who comment. You can comment as many times as you want. Brian, what should the comment be and pertain to? Favorite?
Just Magic in general. Cards you like.
How about favorite? Out of all these blue cards, what was your favorite?
Well, what was my favorite?
Yeah.
I mean, this last card, I think, is the most powerful.
Pendril Mists?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, that card's powerful. What else we got in there?
You got the...
I like a lot of these things.
This thing that taps
Keep
down.
going. This thing's crazy. Kind of like that
mainstream.
thing. I like Propaganda a lot.
Propaganda, baby.
Yeah, this card is so annoying to play against.
I think I like Propaganda. Fadeaway, you like that.
Yep. This is probably, I love Impulse. This is my favorite picture.
Verti's Familiar.
Yep.
Yep. Ancestral Memories.
Card was solid.
Equilibrium. You like this, the Beebles.
Yeah, I like the Beebles.
Ancestral Knowledge was my favorite. I think Ancestral Knowledge was my favorite to play with. Oh, the Noble Benefactor.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about him.
Gives everybody a tutor. Flux. Sage Owl. What would you say was your favorite card? Ophidian?
Yeah, I like Ophidian.
That was your favorite.
Probably got the best memories.
Gives you the best.
Or Propaganda.
Oh, Sigil of Sleep, man.
I think it's Propaganda. Yeah.
Propaganda.
Or,
Power Sync.
we're Counterspell for, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say my favorite was probably Ancestral Knowledge. And yours was either Propaganda or Pendulum Mists.
Or Counterspell.
Counterspell.
Counterspell was definitely my favorite.
Ophidian was your favorite to play with.
I like them all.
So leave a comment. Tell us what your favorite card was from today's episode. Tell us what your favorite card was from today's episode. Try to get your friends to like and subscribe because we need to get to 140 subscribers. So we need 20 more subscribers, and then we will be giving away 3 packs, and I will be mailing these out in a bubble mailer very securely to 4 lucky winners. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Brian, any parting words?
No.
All right, there you have it. No parting words. Have a good night.